How much are we betting that we're absolutely muted? We probably are, you know.
Probably.
I'm actually thinking now. You lot might not be muted, but I'm probably muted.
This new microphone best not be muted.
That's all right, man. As long as you're here to stream it, it's fine. We and Adam can just do it.
I think it might be. Am I muted, ladies and gentlemen? I'm holding to the cock and bollock line. Well done, Liz. That's just about normal to you, isn't it, that?
Hands off socks, hands on cocks.
Hands on cocks and off the socks. I think we're all right. We're all right. Stuart Dill, nice to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, it is not the UK Vape Show, but if you look just down there, Vic is still with us. He's got his little head at the bottom. He's not doing very well at the minute. He's not very well, so this is last minute. Us three just sort of got together and went, look, we've not spoke to each other for a number of weeks. We've all been working, and we thought, come on, let's get and do a show.
Yeah.
Let's rub each other.
I was nearly asleep. I was literally sat there watching an England match like that. You know when you do the dad thing. You know, if someone had have touched the bloody TV remote, I'd have been like, I'm watching that.
Lou does that, you know. We'll go to bed, and I'll be like, I'm just, you know, when you start doing that nodding, right? I'm watching that. She hasn't watched that for the last 20 minutes. She's been snoring.
Yeah. I have that. That's where I was. That's why I'm not looking directly at the camera, because my eyes are like squinty.
So it has been a hot minute, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely loads of minutes, to be honest with you. Between all of us, if we're being live or doing anything. Mine's been work orientated. I think I've had a couple of days off in the last 2 weeks. It's just been absolutely mad. I know Adam's been working loads, and Sean's just been on his thing playing with zombies.
Unfortunately, I had a mass infection. I was a silly boy.
Was it zombie related?
It wasn't. It wasn't an extinction level event. It was. So my new tattoo that
would
I had
have been class for your fucking channel, that though.
Get taken over by like dirty zombies. No, my tattoo that's in my elbow crook here. Like a silly boy, I itched it like constantly, and I infected myself. But not only did I infect myself, I did it really, really well. So it absolutely buggered me. So
we're a bit sepsis.
I don't know what do you know what? It cleared up with steroid cream. So that was pretty nice. But yeah, and that
now he's got one massive arm.
Do you know what? I'm like Quagmire when he discovers the internet. But literally, it broke me. Do you know what? When you think, oh, it's all right, it's a bit sore. That's where I were. And all of a sudden, it went from a bit sore to raised to everything else. And we didn't do too well.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you spread it out that we are live. I don't know if did you post it on the UK?
I did. I posted it everywhere. Sorry for the late message on social media.
We've sort of been waiting for Vic. He isn't very well. We know he did let us know that he wasn't very well and it was going to be like a last minute sort of thing. So we sort of like held on a little while. And we know you haven't had any taste of the UK Vape Show. So we just thought we'd come on, do a quick old hour. As you can see, Adam got dressed up for it.
I did. I'm literally right. Literally ooded up.
Taste it with just the tip of your tongue.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you just all acknowledge that he's got a brand new microphone?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the channel has stepped up. I've decided to spend quite a lot of money on a microphone. If I shout into it, I'm not going to do it right now. But
change.
But if I shout into it, it should, in theory. I don't even want to test it. I do want to test it.
You do want to test it.
I really, really want to test it. But
okay, ladies and gentlemen, anybody who's wearing earphones, please remove them slightly because he's going to test it.
So basically, this new microphone is called the Elgato Wave 3. It's got built-in... Are you ready? It's got built-in protection for shouty bits.
That works.
And it shouldn't crack... Yeah, it's got a built-in pop filter and it's got a built-in crackly bit. So, should be able to do things like that without it sounding too bad. But
that's really good. That was
the
the way that sounded on.
That was a really well thought out scientific test. That
it was.
Yeah, you did really well.
Thank you.
I like the woohoo bit as well. Do you know what it sounded like when my Auntie Margaret used to turn up? She used to open front door because you were allowed to do that, you see. Your aunties, who weren't really your auntie, she lived about 4 doors down. She could open the door and she didn't have to knock. Just walks in.
Shamo, motherfucker.
That's what she used to say as well. She used to open it and go, woohoo, hello, motherfucker. That's what she used to do.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, so yeah, my Auntie Margaret used to walk into that. It'd be terrible when I'd be doing my mum over the table, like over a fucking... a Madeira cake.
I totally heard that wrong, I think. I'm sure I heard yabba dabba doo over the table. I don't know why.
Well, I actually spoke to my dad about that once. He said, well, it's the thing when your mum bends over, you see, you get them little springy pubes coming out of the knickers and stuff like that. And what you've got to do is you've got to peel them to the side and give her a large portion, yes. And apparently that's why he's barred from Tesco. She's never going to bend over that freezer again.
I was more thinking of like wooden wheels on the side of the fucking table, but never mind.
She's not a fucking Trojan horse, son. What do you think he's doing? Look what we brought round to me, Auntie Margaret's.
It's like that fucking Gino de Campos thing, innit? If my mother had wheels, she would be in a bike.
Yeah. Okay, now. Do you know as well that Auntie Margaret was the same woman who used to have that eggnog for about 4 years at Christmas and she still used to give it out?
Got the Advocat.
Yeah, Advocat. And that's what I meant, Advocat. And it had that like crystally stuff at the top. Like, you know, when you've had a bit of, what's it called? Gaviscon.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only thing you can think to yourself, I hope it isn't what it looks like.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff, that Gaviscon.
The worst thing about Gaviscon is you've literally just nailed it. You know, because no one uses a measuring spoon to have Gaviscon, do you? You go straight for ball, right? And the worst thing is when you just go like that and you try and rest it away from your mouth so you don't get the bits on you.
The bits around it.
And then it falls in your mouth.
Just pour it all over your face.
Yeah.
And your tits.
That's it. And then put it on OnlyFans.
And then put it on Instagram.
But honestly, it's that worst bit is when you just go for it like that and all of a sudden it just goes... That little bit just falls off at end at bottle and it just goes in your mouth.
As you all know, I don't really drink, but do you know when you've actually had a beer and sometimes you get that heartburn as well and you wake up at middle at night and you feel like you're boiling. And you search around for it and you have to nudge it, don't you? And go say, where's that Gaviscon? I don't know, his kids had it. You search your right house for it, but when you find it, it's lovely, isn't it?
I was fucking asleep. Yeah, I know, that's why I'm fucking whispering, dickhead.
My issue is I drink quite a lot of caffeinated fizzy drinks during the day.
So do I. The trouble is it's got vodka in it.
Yeah. Oh, don't, because Monster have released an alcoholic drink. Have you seen?
Monster always reminds me of nuts.
Of nuts?
Yeah, it tastes like nuts.
Red Bull tastes like dust, but I don't know about Monster.
I haven't had that much dust in my life, as you can tell.
It's a good job you two aren't selling the fuckers.
Yeah. Monster tastes like nuts, and Red Bull tastes like dust.
Red Bull gives you dust.
Yeah, but it it just gets me a little bit. It's when you get past that age, innit? You know, when you used to be able to do it all day, and then you're like, a little bit of Bernie.
I've never been a big fan of energy drinks, if I'm honest with you.
I can't help it. Like, the chef life literally opened my eyes to, like, I can drink 24 in a day. I must have
24 in a day.
To be fair, I was doing really well on energy drinks. I'd drink a lot of them until all of the stories started going round about, like, people who were drinking 8 in a day and getting heart attacks and liver failure and everything else. And I was like, I drink like twice the amount of them people.
It's not good, that.
No, it's not. So I stick to like 1, maybe 2 if I'm pushing it a day. But
it's the same as if I have too much coffee. It makes me feel a bit...
Yeah. Coffee's great until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
And you crash.
Then I have to stop. Yeah, then I have to stop. So...
But I'm pretty lucky. Next week, Louise, it's the last one of her. She's been at the hospital 2 days a week, 12-hour shift she does, being a nurse, which she's doing really, really good at. So she's had 10 weeks of this. So I've been working, and then on the Thursday, she gets up at 4:15 in the morning. So I'm up with her, because obviously she wakes up, so you're never back to sleep, because then I've got to get the kids up for school at 6:30. So, like, you're never asleep. And then there's people delivering stuff and people knocking on doors, so you never get really any sleep. So, we were working last night, and then with that, I were absolute cream crackered. I didn't wake up until, about 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago? It was cream crackered. But next week is the last one of this 10 weeks run of it. It's quite opened her eyes as well of how understaffed the hospitals are. And how much the trainee nurses are lent on.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of come really to the forefront over the last couple of weeks with the strikes and everything else. I mean, we've been quite fortunate that our local hospital in Chesterfield, they've not been on strike. A couple of the ambulance people from Sheffield and all over other side have been doing it, but we've not seen any of it. So.
Well, one of my patrons, you've seen him in chat as well, Gary Hartland, he's a paramedic, and he's not been on strike, and he says he spends most of his time queuing, trying to get him into the actual hospital itself.
I've seen that, like, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. I've seen that at the hospitals. There was one time we went, I can't remember what it was for. We had to go to the hospital anyway, and obviously, you know, where A&E is, there's usually like a big shelter over the top.
Big shelter.
They can, like, pull through. The ambulances can pull through that shelter so that when they're getting people out, they're not getting soaking wet with the rain and all that shit.
Adam, just type in chat, buddy.
Hey?
Just type in chat.
There was one ambulance underneath the thing, and then there was like 8 piled up behind it. Because they couldn't get people out the ambulances quick enough. I've just noticed I've got tile adhesive on my arm. Didn't come off in the bath. Love that.
It's jizz.
At least you know it's waterproof adhesive I'm using.
Yeah, you only use the quality stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, the fucking hospitals are dire at the moment. They're having a fucking nightmare, the staff.
You got to think, every Thursday, just before we went live, we were going outside clapping for them.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't be able to give them a pay rise. And they're not on that much money, you know. Bank people get more money than standard nurses.
Yeah.
And what they're having to cope with. And I don't think it's necessarily just the long hours. It's also the emotional bit of it as well.
Yeah. So it has been.
I've got zombies in and around my mouth. Woo!
Yeah, that's probably one of the problems as well. But I don't think they get extra pay for that.
That's where the infection started.
That's where my infection started. They got too close to my mouth. It has been a hot minute. Have you been vaping anything new or reasonably new or anything like that?
But I'm still myself on the which again the review should have come out. Just don't have time to do absolutely anything. Which has been me like sort of all day banger, which is the Pastito Mini. Quite a number of reviews have come out of this. Obviously, I when I do eventually get around to doing the review, I can give you quite a rundown on this, and it is a lovely little device. 6 months.
Yeah, it's been out 2 years.
It's been out 2 years.
6 months.
But I'll tell you what I dragged back out. This is really nice. I think it's the Uk Vape M1. With the X tank, I think it is. Is the X tank or Z tank?
Is it the Z mouth to lung?
It's the mouth to lung. It's the Max tank from Uk Vape. But the thing that I love about this M1 is it's an inbuilt battery. I think it's 2,000 mAh battery in there, and it takes a while to charge up. But once it's charged, you're at 12 watts, and it's like a restricted direct to lung that I've got it.
Is it the which A series coil that one's got?
P.
Is it the boost coils? Oh,
P.
Sex.
So it's the really little tiny ones. This is the 1. It's the 1.2. So it's at 12 watts. Look at this for vapor.
My knob's open. Oh fuck! I'll try and stop that one coming out for ages.
Your knob's open while I'm taking the drag. I tell you what, Expo's going to be wonderful. Will you stay until Monday?
I was waiting for that coming, you cock.
Are you vaping on anything new, Adam?
Yeah, do you know what? Right, I've been on the Pulse AIO, but really been enjoying it. And the boost just never leaves my side. The B60 never leaves my side. I'm still kicking through the. Do you know what it is? And you'll probably go through this every now and again as well, because we've transitioned onto like pod mods and mouth to lung and that sort of area. So every now and again, you want to feel like a real vapor. And I want to say that I'm really happy about this, but we're starting to see the resurgence of the hobbyist vapor. Now, I'd like to get your two's opinion on this, because it became a discussion point today as well. So I'll move on to that point in a second. But we're starting to see the resurgence of the I wouldn't say the hobbyist vapor, but the people who are moving from pods and mouth to lung and disposables and everything else into an actual tank and an actual mod and things like that. Now, because of that, I wanted to build something. So I've been rocking the Pulse AIO, but I've been pulsing. I've been vaping it with Nick Salts, and I've been thoroughly
big love, Pasty.
Thoroughly enjoying it. And I mean, running them two, they're both sort of pocket friendly. They're not massive. That's 21700 at 30 watts. So I'm getting pretty decent battery life out of it. But I do want to ask your two's opinion on this. So as we're seeing the resurgence, I had that little weird thing, when you have a little bit of vape that just goes out of one nostril.
And then it comes out your asshole as well.
Yeah.
Talking about two totally different things. Oh, sorry, mate.
But the resurgence of the vapor, and as we start to see the people who are transitioning from the 20 milligram Nick Salts into the tanks and stuff. Now, one of the things that I'm seeing working in a vape shop, and probably Bunny and a few other people will know this as well, is as we're seeing it, the difference between the modern day hobbyist vapor and the vapors that we were when we were transitioning over from sub-ohm tanks and things like that is when we started it, we actually did some research and we learned, and we were afraid of sub-ohm and things like that until we knew what we were doing. Nowadays, you see people walking around with a Zeus tank and they are vaping 20 milligram Nick Salts 50-50 through Zeus tanks and all sorts of stuff like that. So what's your opinions on using thinner juice through 70-30 rated, basically, coils?
Again, I would never go any lower really than a 0.4. But again, you're getting a throat hit with that. If you're starting to go any lower, then I think you're in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But again, it's how you wick it as well. Yeah,
I think it's one of them things, isn't it? If it's working for that particular person, like we've always, if they've done it in a way where it's working for them, then
exactly,
let them get on with it, and it's bringing it back to how we want it to go back to. Do you know what I mean? As well,
I wouldn't want to be sat down there doing like an 80 watt pull on 50-50.
No.
20 milligram Nick Salts on a.
I have 20 milligram Nick Salts in this. Which, to be fair, I never even got asked if I was vaping on anything fucking new.
So anyway, I wouldn't really pull anything.
It doesn't matter what channel we're on, you get bullied.
Go on, then.
Sure. Are you on anything new?
Son. Well, what have you got new?
No, it doesn't fucking matter. No, I have actually. My fucking my Vupu Drag X Pro gave up the ghost. Died.
It went poo.
Yeah, it went poo. It went poo-voo instead of Vupu.
It shit itself and fell over. So I bought myself the B100.
Oh,
which I am fucking loving. It's fucking mint.
Oh, is this the finally where you get to the point where you got you were using DMs, weren't you? DM1s and DM2s and stuff.
Yeah.
Is this where you finally got Vupu cause of shit?
I was using the P&Ps, the TPP coils. Was it TPP? Yeah. Mate, they leak like fuck, right? That coil, I've had that coil in for 2 weeks.
Yep.
I've had that coil in for 2 weeks because that was the first thing I was going to talk about this week was the fact that the fucking coils last years. I don't know about years. But...
all the Geek Vape coils do. All the Geek Vape. As long as you're not sticking tons of like sweetener in it and you don't over push it. What I mean, when they tell you your top maximum wattage, try and stay a little bit lower to it. You're going to get at least 3 to 4 weeks out of it.
Oh, yeah, easy. Easy.
But I did think you was actually going to tell me that you'd bought a ginormous piece of Wrigley's spearmint gum.
Did you? I wonder what gave you that impression. Does my breast
sat behind it. He's...
fucking hell. Yeah, that's because I'm set up on my fucking stream after this. But
wait for us to pull the silver paper out.
Are we doing a buffet? Yeah, we are, aren't we?
Do a buffet.
I've got some paradox in that from Jane, which I've fucked off the Ribery. Where I'm going through the Ribery anyway. I'm finishing the Ribery off. I'm also on, which I got sent by Lynn, because she wasn't using it, the heavy hitter from Tenacious TX Vapes and Times Vape. And someone in chat will have to remind me what this ID is. I forget what it is every time.
Sure,
hold it close to camera.
It's fucking Vapors Cloud. Or is it Suicide? It might be Suicide.
I can't see it.
I can't remember. No. It's got like a fucking skull thing on it. Hang on. Fucking got juice stripping out of the fucker. Right there.
Oh, here we go. It's not even vaped it. It's been sat there, leaking.
I've just vaped it.
That needs a new battery in it.
Is it a Nightmare?
Nice. Nightmare, that's the one. I bet it was Mark H. Yeah,
I was pretending like I knew what I would doing then, and I didn't. I just looked
in
at
there.
chat.
I've got some lemon meringue, and I am also on the usual pandemic clutch with the pandemic idea on top.
Lovely.
I wonder where they come up with the idea for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the design as well. It's very original, isn't it?
If anyone's bothered, England are winning 2-1.
Lovely.
And there has been a red card. I don't know where or I have no idea. I've just looked up.
What I was actually thinking about was we could still do casters' questions, but what they could actually
I did put some casters' questions out.
Did you?
I put a sack out, I did.
Oh, don't say things like that, because I have to reload Google Chrome.
Is this where your camera starts fucking shit itself?
Oh, don't.
See, I told you how to fix it.
Yeah, I know, but my computer also decided to update itself to Windows 11 without me accepting.
Do you want me to read them to you so you can repeat them?
What's the point in ammo?
Shall I read them for you and then let you repeat it?
Do you want me to half do it and then we'll just repeat over and over again?
It's not a very full sack anyway, mate. I think we've only got like 3.
What we could do is if we needed a few more questions, ladies and gentlemen, you could tag Adam, which he's still using the retro vape one, I think.
I am in here because I'm. Do you know what? I did a test the other day. Everyone must have shit themselves because they're seeing like Retro Vape TV going live. But I was doing a test for the camera and stuff because the next podcast I'm going to do a recorded version for YouTube and then post the audio out. So I was thinking I might just use the webcam, but it looked like I was using a filter, and I didn't like it.
Well, I thought all of a sudden it was going to be
Did
like
you have really big eyes?
I had that cat face, that dog face that everyone had at one point.
I thought it was like he were doing this rollout thing and testing it, and it was like, my mobile's not going to work unless I fucking say, yes, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. Right. I've got the bag.
Oh, he's got a bag.
I've got a bag.
He's got no eyes.
I might have, to be fair, I'm going to check, right? Because there might be sacks all over the place because I just copy and pasted the message. I've just realised.
Oh.
So everywhere I've shared it out, there's probably got.
Oh, fuck you hell.
Here we go.
I'm just going to check now.
There's going to be 4 or 5 different bags. So I'm going to go off the one on the UK Vape Show.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a sneeze first.
A 2.
That's all right. No one's bothered about it.
You know what? He didn't really need a fucking sneeze. He just wanted to show everybody it's just a one-touch fucking mute button.
I didn't. I actually needed a sneeze.
Fuck off. Yeah. I know you.
I'm going to... Right.
That were a pretend one.
That were a pretend one.
I have a one-touch one as well. Mine's like touch sensitive as well.
I tell you what, that's the best
now you
sounded.
No, well, it's got. Am I right now?
I'll go now.
Can I read now? I can't because I'm squinting because I've sneezed.
Well, fucking hell, Adam's getting tetchy. Go on then, mate.
Right then, you two. If you're not careful. Fuck.
I say he did just want to mute it before. That was the real sneeze. That was the karma sneeze.
that was a real one.
He was trying hard.
I pooed a little bit then.
Oh, suit you, sir.
Fuck off.
Oh,
I don't know whether I need to laugh or sneeze at the same time, and it's really annoying. Right. Samantha Davison writes in. To all, how's your week been? Anything you want to share and get some encouragement or praise for? Much love to you all.
Mine's just been one of them weeks of hard. The thing is, my job isn't massively hard, but you have to cope with pillocks.
Yeah. Sounds like my job.
I had this bloke come up to me, and he's usually actually quite a nice bloke, but I think he split up from his missus. So he decided to hit the alcoholic quite hard.
Yeah.
And he come up to me and says, can you put that Ed Sheeran one on? And I went, which one? And he went, you know the one? I went, he's released absolutely loads. Do you mean he's up to date one? Which one? That one when he flies up in the sky. And I'm trying to put karaoke singers on at the same time and everything. I went, mate, I really don't know what you're on about. I says, go and think about it, have a look at your phone, and then come back and I'll put it on for you, mate, like I normally do. I says, look, mate, I need to get my next one. He says to me, the last bloke who said that to me, I went, think of your next words very, very carefully. And he broke down and cried. I had to go around and give him a cuddle.
Aww.
No, it is, and I kicked him out then.
Gave him a cuddle out the door.
Oh, did you?
Like that.
Come on, let's go.
Come on, mate.
You've had enough, mate. Get yourself home. She'll still be there.
I don't, because all I think when I thought of you pushing that man out of the building was that woman at Expo when we were walking and she was just walking slowly in front of you and you just went and shepherded her out of the way.
The thing is, I did say to him, look, she'll still be there, but your clothes won't be.
Yeah, they'll be on garden.
Yeah, it's just been one of them, you know, like you've got Paddy's Day, you've got all the bits on top of it. It's
Paddy's Day a hard day's work for you?
It is, yeah, because you've got people who come out who don't normally drink either, so they think they can do 12 pints of Guinness.
Yeah,
I did that once while I was playing Minecraft.
Yeah, they were playing Minecraft, and they all think they can do tap dance and shit, and yeah.
What about you, Sean?
Me, it's just been work.
What have you done today to make you feel good?
I have started watching that Lucifer.
Oh, yeah.
Have you watched Lucifer?
Yeah.
He looks like Lucifer.
Oh, my God. It is mint.
Yeah. The last season's pretty poo.
Adam plays a really good part in that.
Yeah. What do you desire?
What do you desire? We did that for years when we were on.
Yeah, do you know what? That was Jules who started that. Jules, Mama Vape, started that. She called me Mr. Morningstar.
Yeah, Mr. Morningstar. Yes.
And that was it. That began that. It was so a big love to Jules, Mama Vapes.
Yeah,
I am, however,
she's
very,
not going
very
through a
excited.
great time at the minute.
I am very, very excited.
So Lucifer is really good. I am gonna not spoil it, but I am gonna say the last season's pretty poo.
Oh, I don't know. It made
in
me
comparison.
cry.
Awesome.
Do you know what? It was just one of them that it had been built so long, and then they went, "We're cancelling it." Netflix went, we're cancelling it. So they tried to rush so much into the last series.
Like they did with fucking Heroes.
Yeah.
I was devastated when they did that with Heroes.
But there's some great stuff in there. I mean, we've just started watching House. Well, I say started. We're on like season 7.
Thingy frying it?
No, Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie,
that's it, yeah.
Yeah, the other one.
Every time you see an actor like that, you just think of fucking Blackadder.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Blackadder though. I fucking love Blackadder. They don't make comedies like they used to now.
No, they don't know.
No.
Oh my god, Blackadder was fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
Lucifer,
they couldn't get away with it nowadays.
Lucifer, though, was an absolute fantastic series.
It was, and it seems good. We're only still in the first season, and it's massive. I think there's like 20 odd episodes every season.
Yeah. They're full seasons.
Yeah, so there's like fucking loads to watch. But I am, however, very excited for tonight because I don't know, depending on how long it takes to install, I might do a little live tonight on my Twitch. But Resident Evil 4 remake comes out tonight, and I am buzzing for that.
Do you know, I'm not being horrible, right, on that game. I've watched you play it quite a number of times, but it seems like you don't really do very much. The rest of it's all like takes you through it on its own.
Yeah, I'm shit at it as well, though, remember?
No, you are good at it, but it's like you have like a little bit of fighting, and then all of a sudden there's like 6 movie scenes or something.
It's controversial. It's a bit like The Last of Us, the game.
You play, and the thing is, it's a totally different genre to what you play on DayZ. That's the thing. It's like a survival horror story game, whereas yours is full on survival.
Mate, I was sat at a market the other day with a werewolf and 2 witches.
What, just having your tea?
Yeah, no, I took all the stuff that I was selling it on a marketplace. They were next to me. 2 nails for a fucking cup of bovril.
Oof.
For a cup of bovril? You can get bovril on there now?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, you can't get him either. He's nailed up.
That's where nails came from.
That's where the
I'm sorry, God,
started.
I didn't mean that. Talking about seasons as well. Have you been catching up with The Last of Us?
Oh
do you know
God,
what?
phenomenal.
I've still got the last 2 episodes to watch,
mate. The fucking second last one is phenomenal.
So I'm watching Mandalorian season 3 and Last of Us. I know what happens in The Last of Us, so I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. I'm intrigued.
I hadn't actually played the game before I watched it.
Well, part 2 could be quite controversial.
Andy, pisses me off that the Americans. Why can't they just let it all go through?
It's one of them.
It was number 9, and I'm thinking getting number 10's there, but it isn't.
It's one of them. It's just the second season could be quite controversial, but I know what happens in the game.
Sorry, Fee.
I've got the last 2 episodes to watch, and I've just watched the latest episode of Mandalorian as well.
And I'm loving really Picard good as well. Picard is really good.
Do you know what? I only watched the first season of that.
No, well, I didn't mind the first season. I liked the second season. They brought Q back, and then third season now it's all the next generation people. I'm quite enjoying it, but it's. I don't know why. It's one of them that fell to the wayside on my watch list because there was if you ever seen Hunters as well, that's on Amazon, about Operation Paperclip and all the Nazis coming over to America, and it was set in a kind of alternative future, but it was really good. They released season 2 under no fanfare whatsoever, and I didn't even know. I need to watch that as well.
Well, I've got tile adhesive everywhere here. Every part of my body I move, I find tile adhesive on it.
Don't scratch your nuts, son.
Shows how good I wash.
So
it's a fucking nightmare to get off.
It's always been one of the biggest things in my life that I've always wanted to know, that who makes paper clips.
That guy on Windows.
Yeah, can you remember him? I think that was the most shittiest Windows ever, wasn't it? It used to come up going.
It actually wasn't. It was a good Windows, that.
I didn't think it was.
In fact, I don't think it. Didn't he come with Office?
Yeah,
he came with Microsoft Office, didn't he? It won with Windows.
And he was the
assistant.
Yes, he was the hint guy. When you were like, how the fuck do I do a capital on this fucking system? And all of a sudden it goes, you should press shift. And you're like, oh, thanks, paperclip. And then all of a sudden it's like, you are pressing shift. Oh, fuck off then. I know what I'm doing. But it just kept on popping up. You could turn him off.
He's a little bit like that toaster from Red Dwarf, isn't it? Do you want toast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want toast? Do you want a bagel? Look, I just don't want toast. Okay. Can I just ask you one more question? Do you want a crumpet?
Good news for Red Dwarf fans. They have finally come to an agreement, haven't they? The creators have finally decided to go their separate ways.
Well, they've already done that anyway.
Yeah, but they were falling out over the rights to everything, and now they've come to an agreement, and they're finally going to split in their amicable way, and there's going to be brand new original content coming.
The thing about it,
I wish Usyk and Fury would do the same fucking thing.
Oh, I don't.
Like, just be amicable and fucking sort this fight out and let's get it fucking done.
Fucking hell, that's one jump to the other, isn't it?
I know, but it's fucking pissed me off. It's just the fight's off today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Confirmed today.
But Wilder's jumped in and he said, look, I'll fight him.
Of course you would.
I'll tell you what, we will get to this post bag eventually. I'm so sorry, Adam. But do you know,
we're in the post bag.
It is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in boxing, and I've watched quite a number of boxing matches, was the bit where Tyson Fury winning the rounds, he sat down there and Wilder comes in and he
knocks him clean out. Yeah.
Knocks him clean out. And I'm on the edge of the bed at like half 4
Most
going,
amazing
no.
thing I've ever seen.
And then he's doing that little shake. He does that little shimmy to his wife. And she's going, yes, baby. Yes, baby, I've done it. You've done it. And he's going, he's like that. And then all of a sudden, if there's any Rocky ever in the world, and then all of a sudden his eyes come back and he stands up and he stands there and he does that and he goes, I'm fine. And he goes, don't touch me. I'm fine. Bang, he carries on. I'm like, get in, son, go for this.
It was fucking brilliant.
I like the Undertaker analogy.
Yeah, he just sat up. He was like, fucking get on. Let's fucking go. Let's have it.
I have never seen that ever in my life after a punch like that.
Do you know what's really good?
Take some balls.
All of this talk leads us fucking smoothly, like a segue into the next question.
Boom, hit it, baby.
As we, this is from Martin Saunders.
Lovely
As we
Martin
all know,
Saunders.
At least 2 of you like your footy. Only 1 supports the right team. Cough, Adam, Manchester United. But my question, we can't say anything about that because we haven't actually done a live stream since we capitulated against Liverpool.
I love that word. It sounds like you're steering something.
We literally,
big words.
We absolutely, all right, let's plain bull English, right? We went to shit. I was sat on the sofa with Jackie and I'm watching the match and we went 1-0 down and I went, don't worry, right? Man U have been really good in second half, right? This, for the first time in a lot of years, I actually sat there feeling quite confident as a Manchester United fan. And I sat there and I went, don't worry, we're going to come back in second half. 46 minutes, Liverpool decided to pop another one in and I went, oh shit. All of a sudden, I think we got to about 4-0 down and I stopped reacting. And I'm just going, we needed a loss anyway. All the way through it. Terrible. Ten Hag's a great manager, but his team just went to absolute poo.
Again, Man United fans at the minute are like all on euphoria. Like I think they forget last season that Liverpool were. You're saying we've got the quadruple on. And I think they forget that with proper quadruple on last year, Liverpool were all in it. They're going to now have to buy again in the summer. They don't spend the money that Manchester United do. I think before whatever his name, Van Seven, is it?
And Eric Ten Hag.
I thought it was Seven Hag. But since he's come there before the previous seasons, you spent nearly $1 billion.
Yeah, we did. And the problem where I will hold my hands up as a real Manchester United fan. I've literally sat this season and gone, don't get carried away. We can win whatever, but that's Ten Hag's management. I'm not saying he's like Alex Ferguson, but what he's done is he's come in and he's come in and he's started to run the team.
Playing football.
Yeah, exactly that. And if they're not performing well, he's getting them training. You know, rather than like we've had pandering managers before who've all gone, look, they're fine, and then done nothing about it. Erik ten Hag, that first loss that we had against Bournemouth or Brentford at the beginning of the season.
4-0.
Yeah. What happened the day after? He got everyone in and he made him run 30 kilometres.
I think
that's what they missed out on.
I think there's a couple of bad eggs there still.
Yeah.
And I think he bought one. That Anthony's a bad egg.
Do you know what, Anthony? I think Anthony is so. Erik ten Hag wouldn't have signed Anthony if he hadn't managed him before. But what's happened is it's gone straight to Anthony's head that he's a Manchester United player now.
And he's got to go Fernando.
Do you know what I like, Fernandez?
You see what happens, right? I'm just going to interrupt here, right? You see what happens, right, when you ask two football fans a question where the question isn't actually related to football.
The problem
is
it's
the word football in it.
It's the rivalry as well. It's the rivalry. But all right, I'll carry on with the question, Chris, because
it's all right, man. I'm only joking.
But I'm a realistic.
Start to talk about women's knickers now, aren't we?
Yeah. But as a true Man United fan, I'm not sat there going, do you know what? We're in quadruple. We're going to win league. No, if we've won a cup, that's great. But it's a building season ready for the next few, and for every loss, I believe that we needed a loss. I wish it weren't 7-0, and I wish it weren't against Liverpool.
I have to admit, right, living with an avid Manchester United supporter, right, Reece, my little lad, he is fucking banging the Man U, right? And living with him and watching that match with him, it was the most fucking hilarious thing I've ever done in my life.
I just stopped reacting.
Brilliant.
I got to 4-0 and I'm like,
I think he walked out at 5-0.
I literally sat and watched it, punishment.
So obviously Daniel's a Liverpool fan the same as me, because I wouldn't let him be anything else. He was sat at the edge of bed watching it with me and we're like, yeah, get in. So he had to go to school next morning, didn't he? He'd been getting a load of stick from United fans because they're above us. Only by at that time we're like 7 points.
Yeah.
Which is, we're having a shit season. It's 7 points. It's 2 wins and a loss. So I said to him, I gave him every single thing to fire at him.
Yeah.
And I went, go for it, son. Go and have a good day today.
Someone gave me a can of 7-Up. I had that one.
Right, the question.
Yeah, rest of the question. But my question is, what other sports do you like and who do you support?
Again, if you've watched any of my streams, I absolutely love snooker.
I like snooker.
And I play a lot of pool as well. I don't play so much pool now, actually. I play a lot of snooker when I can. When I say that, I don't really go out very much now. But yeah, snooker, I absolutely love it. I love the game. I can play for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah. Ronnie O'Sullivan's kicking off at the minute, isn't he?
He always is. There's always something.
It's always been the same. But you'll always get that if somebody's really good at something, they've always got little hang-ups. You know, like you've got a really good singer or a really good performer, they'll either be they're not very good in social situations, or they drink too much, or do you know what I mean? You always find that somebody who's talented at something.
It always harks back to the 147 that Ronnie could have nailed instantly, and when they'd spread the prize money across multiple things instead of giving him 147. He turned around to Jan, didn't he? He turned around to Jan and he went, how much it's prize pool for 147? And he was probably about 4 or 5 shots into frame at first. And he turned around to Jan and went, what's prize fund? And I think at the time it were 80 grand instead of 147. And he went, what's point?
Fuck off. 80 grand. I think that's an insult.
Well, 250,000 it used to be. Fee, it's all right, we'll get you a box on. But yeah, no, snooker and pool. But as a kid, I played everything. I even played netball.
Netball?
Yeah, because where I lived, back in Birko South, where Mark is, we had a sports centre. So, like, football off-season, all the time football, I'd be playing football, but we had a tennis set, tennis net, so we'd play tennis when Wimbledon were on. We had basketball inside, volleyball, and then they used to have, like, the women used to play out the back. So I used to go there, look, do you need a player? Sat there as, like, a 13, 14-year-old kid, do you need a player? I'll come and sit there and play. Anything to do with sports, I was there. Cricket, I played. Only thing I've never been good at is darts.
I'm a 2-pint limit on darts. If I have up to 2 pints, I can play. I'm not
like
good.
Pool.
Yeah, I'm not good in any way, shape, or form, but I can play. I can play round the clock or something like that. Stick 2 pint down me. I think
You'd love it.
I'm Phil Power, right? I think I'm Phil Power, and I'll be hitting wall, and I'll be hitting everything, barring the board. But I'm pretty similar to you. I love watching snooker. I've got all the time in the world for World Championships, UK Championships, Masters, everything. I can sit and watch it for hours. And years gone by, I've played a lot of snooker, a lot of pool. I tried one year to get into F1. You know, when football off season's off, and we all just got, what the fuck do we watch now? For 3 months, if there's no Euros or World Cup on, you get to that point where you're like, shit, and you start watching like shuffling. You know, when they're doing bloody ice sports.
I used to play Crown Green Bowls. Well, that's pretty good, that shuffling thing. It's not called that, is it? It's called
what's it called? It's when
they're on ice and they let it go.
Yeah,
and then
Winter Olympics.
Start doing that. It's not croquet. It's
what's it called? You know what I'm on about. They throw the ball down and you get two people in front of it going like that.
It's not a ball. It's
curling.
Curling, yeah, curling.
But I tried to get into F1 and I couldn't. I could not for the life of me. I like watching lower league football as well. I'm from Chesterfield. I follow my hometown because they're in non-league football. It's where some best football in the whole leagues are played. And it's not because of the skill level, it's because of the passion, and there's actually something to win.
And they're still playing mud.
Yeah. And listen, we had that snow not long ago, and Chesterfield Football Club put out the post on Facebook. We need people to come and clear pitch. It's a community sort of feeling, and I like stuff like that as well.
Do you know what?
My God, I love that name, Mike. I love that name. Egotistical wank spangles.
God. That sort of makes me think of a unicorn coming. Talking about that as well, see darts as well, with the thing of like you throw these like darty things, and then you have to go and pick them back up, and as well as then by the time you've played it, you've got this like sort of pain on your arm just here, like your mum and dad's gone away on holiday and left you alone with fucking RTL.
Yeah.
Me, I'll be honest, I'm not massively into football. I will always follow England in any sport. Always massively patriotic like that.
That's because he loves the Queen.
Yeah.
Piss off, you cock. Right?
I do.
I'll always follow England. I think everyone will remember the Misfits stream when we were playing in, I think it was the Euros. I think was it the finals? We got the finals, didn't we? And I was watching. Yeah, I was watching it on the top screen while we were doing the Misfits stream. I was fucking livid. But yeah, I've never been massively into football. Sport-wise, what I do like, I used to be an avid basketball player when I was a kid. I used to play basketball. Obviously not tall enough to go big league style, but I was quite good at it. Played for the school and played for a couple of teams, but never really got into it. But what I do now is airsoft. I love airsoft. Absolutely love airsoft. Fucking brilliant way to fucking let off steam.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Shooting
pumping people full of BBs. It's fucking brilliant, mate.
Do you know was a really good basketball player, apparently, was the old flat cap.
He is tall as fuck, though,
He is massively tall. That's what he loved. That's what he was really into, was his basketball.
So basketball, there was that fun story about I can't remember who were playing, but I'm sure it was like last night or the night before, when I honestly can't remember who it was who's playing.
Have you reread the Daily Mail again?
No, it was Daily Tit.
Because the Daily Mail, they said today that someone came back in time and told us all that the aliens were going to invade today and 8,000 people were going to get abducted. And the Daily Mail
I read that.
Yeah.
I actually read that.
Fucking amazing. What a story.
But I can't remember who it was. In fact, I might have to look it up in a minute. But one of the teams went to the wrong net and defended the opposition's net instead of going and defending their own net. And they literally run up.
They call them nets. I think they call them baskets.
Baskets. Three points. Like that. Swish. 3 points. Just past him.
It's like saying snooker and a wooden stick.
It's the guitar, isn't it? Why is it a guitar? It's my cue stick.
It's me acoustic.
Apparently, Flat Cap
have that
wasn't
one.
bad, but Archie is amazing. Archie is absolutely lovely. I have to, every time we do an expo, I have to go yo, yo, yo. In fact, even his mum and dad have to go yo, yo, yo too as well. Because they're not looking after kids. Now, as well, the good story, if you ever see Flat Cap round an expo, you'll see his wonderful wife, Gemma, always carries the bags.
Yeah.
And you know why, don't you?
does
Because
as well.
he plays on this injury that he's got, sat there hobbling around at 6'8".
With his FCV trainers on.
You know what's going to happen next expos, don't you? I don't think actually Flat Cap's going.
He's
but
not
there'll
going.
be
He's in
Shrek.
there.
Shrek, who's about
abroad
6'8" as well, but Shrek's built like a brick shithouse. Shrek could run through doors and walls.
He could make
Like Nanny
doors,
from
mate.
Duckula.
He could make doors. Shrek could create a door.
He's a big boy. So them two are both going to have to get their own little scooters.
Yes. Like Nanny from Ducky Boos. From DuckTales. Woohoo!
Ducky Boos.
Ducky Boos! Smashes through there. Cracking question, Martin. Thank you very much. Last one from this bag. Connor Smith.
I think it's the only bag, mate. Don't worry.
Question for all casters. Not really a question, but hey. You're all in a premiere in at NEC. You are all in separate rooms because, of course, wink, wink. But you wake up on the Saturday and you hear some vigorous moaning and banging at your door. That's my hotel. That was my hotel last time we went. It's not. That was
on the Monday morning.
I'm not kidding you. For everyone who's seen the video, in the murder hotel that we stayed in, me and Jackie was laid in bed at night and we heard upstairs just absolutely rampantly going for it for hours. And I'm not, do you know what? I'm not a jealous guy.
The thing about it, you know as well as I know that he's been out on the beer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because if he's not been out on the beer, he's either wearing a cock ring or he's got no balls left.
I'm shitting, I shit you not, right? I heard him. I heard him go as he got off, right? I heard footsteps as he walked at toilet and I heard him piss, right? Now, I'm not kidding you.
What, it's the ceiling?
This fucking piss. You know when you have one of them pees in the middle at night and it just goes and there's such a powerful stream. That's what it was like. So I've been there.
His kangaroo balls.
But yeah, fucking, I heard him go.
Hang on a sec. Look what I got.
Oh, he's got his own ball. Please tell me you brought your other ball. Find it. Oh, I'd have named it as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd have kept it. I'd have had it set in resin. He should 3D print himself one.
Yeah. Go on, mate. You were saying.
But yeah, they were going for it. That was vile.
Why was it vile? If they've obviously booked their hotel and
I weren't competing. I tell you. What's he got?
Yay!
Yay!
Fucking corkscrew.
Straight into the balls.
I must knack. Look at that.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, you'll know more about that than us.
Yeah, I got that.
Is that how they did it first time round?
Look at Stu.
Right there.
Is that how they did it first time round? Like that?
Yeah. It is.
I'm not being funny though. I'll not let you read what he's actually put, but
have you actually
look how good his handwriting is as well.
Oh, it's amazing. His handwriting's class. Have you smelled your kangaroo balls?
No, mate, it's not something I've tried to do.
They smell nice. They actually smell like animal.
Have you smelled it?
Like a strong animal. I wouldn't like to have a scrap with a kangaroo.
Well, how many balls have you been sat under?
Oh, you have no idea, mate. One extra after Expo.
I'm not being funny. That's definitely not tiling cream.
Tiling cream? You can tell you're not a tiler.
I can tell you're not a fucking creamer either. Whatever I tell you it is, son, that's what you take. And
believe me, all your tiling cream in my eyes.
It's not. It's Gaviscon, son. It's Gaviscon.
Oh, Aiden, it's got bits in it.
I don't get much at home.
So
He took the top off my balls.
cracked it like a fucking runny egg.
What was
No,
the
that's
question
when you have a
again?
wank. No, that's when you're poaching an egg, innit? When you have a wanking bath.
Oh,
No.
there's no worse.
That's
It's
not
like
how I
fucking
approach
Spider-Man's
it.
fell over.
Everywhere.
Definitely, I tell you now. You go for a shower in that fucking hotel room. I am going to be checking that bath.
Honestly,
After that.
I think I may have told this story on Last of the Summer Vapes a long, long time ago. We actually wound one of our friends up quite heavily about this. So we told him that if he had a wanking bath, we said to him, I says, do you wanking bath? And he went, yeah, of course I do. Everyone does. And anyway, we goes, does your mum get in bath after you? And he went, yeah, we all get in bath.
I don't know where this is going.
Right? He went, we all get in bath. So he says to him, you need to be careful. He says, why? He says, you'll make your mum pregnant. He says, what? I says, if you have a wanking bath, you'll make your mum pregnant. Honestly, the kid must have blue-balled himself for about 10 years.
Did you watch the colour drain from his face?
Honestly, instantly, you've seen the shock on his face and he's like, mum's not long since had a baby.
Mum, that's not my brother, and I need a DNA test.
Yeah.
You imagine that as well. Best thing about it, he keeps going down to his fucking dad as well. His mum going, I tell you what, that fucking grouting you've done's terrible. Shit coming out of the bath.
Oh, there's no
It's
worse.
not good, is it, when you're cooking babies?
No. So, question. You're all
I'm
in
swimming
separate...
in Jeff. I'm swimming in Jeff.
It's like white Jiff.
The trouble is, though, is you turn up and you put your socks on, don't you, on your edge of bed, and you think, what the fuck's that all over my leg?
Have I sneezed?
Are the socks like encrusted?
No, I did it in the bath. I'm just thinking, shit, I
Yeah.
never knew what have I been messing around with PVA glue?
That's the
Let's
thing.
peel it off your foot,
If your
boy,
sock
dog.
was encrusted, you did it in the bed as well. So bravo,
Everywhere.
son. Bravo.
I just flick it at curtains as I'm walking past.
Yeah.
What do you do? Just tap it on the bottom.
Yeah.
He whips it out, whips it in, and puts it on the curtains.
Yeah, exactly. I just walk past and just slide it across curtains as I'm leaving. Snail trail. Yeah.
I'm so sorry for any women, women. Well, watch out,
Woman.
Woman. You are all... You're all in the Premier Inn in the NEC. You are all in separate rooms because, of course, wink, wink. But you wake up on Saturday and you hear some vigorous moaning and banging at your door. You
I remember the question now.
Yeah,
I know how that all started.
You all scurry to the nearest window and see a horde of people who are infected attempted to get into the hotel. You all have to find a way to escape, a place to go, a vehicle to get there, and a way to fight off this new Last of Us style infection. Speaking of Expo, cannot wait to meet all casters. Assuming you're still going, it's going to be a right fun weekend.
Well, they would do. We just obviously wouldn't take fucking the poor Grizzlies because they'd be really upset.
Wait, no, I've got a fucking corkscrew now. Fucking sorted, son.
Slap them with testicles, poke them with stabber.
Straight in the side of the fucking...
Mate, I don't think that'll work because a lot of them are wearing Disney ears. You know, they're going around like they've been on the fucking mountain.
Straight in the fucking side, bang, you bastard.
I won't
It'd be
be funny,
weird if you'd
people.
got the
He does
testes.
that when he's on his own. He does that when he's like, come on, you fucking...
When I'm looking in the mirror.
It's not that. He green screens himself all up with zombies behind him.
Me and Grizz have a scrap every morning.
Oh, what's that on my face? Oh, I should have washed my hair. It's like that one dip stuff. You know that people who get the melbits and you put that stuff on the top?
The worst one's when Grizz has a headache. He has a headache. You know when I'm getting like a bit fruity and Grizz has a headache? On my hand, like, I've got a really bad back.
Look at who wanks you off, emu.
Fucking Roddle. No, not tonight. Not tonight.
It's not, no. What's that? What's wrong with the aerial? What a way to die as well. I feel really sorry for him because obviously it just all finished, didn't it, in 1990 something. There's somebody at the door. There ain't now, is there, son?
No.
There ain't no. Nobody rang him back.
No.
And it turned really bad. They invited him onto like the TV something awards, and he didn't bring Emu, and they were really upset with him.
He went, "Don't worry, he's naked."
He's naked, yeah. And he went upstairs. He went to change his aerial and fell off the roof.
Poor lad. Do you know what? It just makes you think, and I don't want to take this on a seriously dark note, but I watch a YouTube podcast called The Casual Criminalist, and he did one on Gary Glitter, and I'm trying to get round to an actual reasonable conversation here, not him, but it makes you think like of all the people gone by in time, and I'm not talking like the pedos and weirdos. I'm talking all of the people that we've seen come and go, either live long enough to become a hero or die, live long enough to become the villain or die to be the hero. And obviously you've seen people like Rod Hall. We've seen Kirstie Alley and all these other people. And like, then there is the weirdos, but.
Well, he's been took back to jail, hasn't
he? Yeah. Trying to access the dark web.
Yeah, he's been recalled.
Yeah, been recalled, aye.
Been recalled like a broken item.
What a fucking idiot.
So apparently it was
unbelievable, man.
Yeah, it was trying to access the dark web. They've not released why or anything like that. It's just he was trying to access the dark web. And...
What always baffles me with people like that, right, is like what he's done is fucking horrendous. Right?
Yeah.
But he gets a second chance, gets allowed out.
He's had more than one second chance.
He's had more than...
Wait, whatever. So he got released, right? Gets released. What makes him think in any way, shape or form they haven't got a fucking eye on him?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just don't get it.
He
had all fucking celebrities that do shit like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just as bad for anyone to do it like that's not a celebrity. Celebrity, you hear it come out about a celebrity doing it, you think, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, you think Bill Cosby and Martin, if you watch the Louis Theroux day where he spent with him, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Longer than a day, yeah. If you haven't watched that, go and watch the documentary because you can actually see it coming through that. I always thought you were weird anyway.
Yeah.
What's that?
Jimmy Savile.
I can't say his name.
Gary Glitter had multiple chances, and the worst thing about it is if you look into the backstory of him. When I was watching this, not only did he have multiple chances, his crimes escalated. Right, because of his chances. So every time he got caught or he had some pictures or anything along those lines, he got told off and then got a second chance.
When he got his second chance, I thought the first time happened was when he got done by PC World.
That was one of the first times, but it does go back. And the worst thing is, he got in trouble and then it escalated. It got trouble and then he escalated again, and then he got in trouble. He got banned from the majority of the countries in the world because he was on the sex offenders register. He didn't have to sign it the first time he got in trouble for it, and everything else. And it was, honestly, it was incredibly weird.
Do you know what? I don't know what other people's opinions of this is, but it was a big staple, especially in our age group growing up, was Michael Barrymore.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it came out that he was gay. And then he had the thing where he's brought people back. He'd split it from his missus, who went through a lot of trouble through alcohol and drugs. Brought somebody back, and nobody knows that true story. Nobody knows apart from them people who are on that day. But it completely and utterly did his career, didn't it?
Yeah.
100%. And then he got found not guilty, didn't he? It got
not guilty. Again, nobody will ever know what happened that day.
It's very simple, and with Barrymore, it can turn around because we've seen it with Boy George, right? Boy George did all that stuff and then went in the jungle and became nation sweetheart again, even though he just went fuck them all.
Well, I don't know how. Again, he was one of these who went against, which I don't like him either. Him who was in the government.
Yeah.
He forgets that he actually took somebody hostage and beat him.
Yeah, but he came out while he was there and went, listen, no one knows what went off. Yes, I did take a man in, and yes, there was certain things that happened, but it's not as bad.
It wasn't like it was said.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was said.
That kind of goes back to, like, do you know when you're a celebrity and you do something wrong, you know for a fucking fact it's going to get inflated to the point where you've got no chance of ever being proven innocent, even if you were innocent. You know, because the fucking media is going to grab hold of it and turn it into something it's not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's guilty. I'm not saying that he's not guilty. You know, because nobody knows. Like you said yourself, you know, nobody knows what happened in that room. I mean, apparently he was, according to the case, he was handcuffed to a radiator or something.
Yeah.
But what he said is that didn't happen. What he said on I'm a Celeb, that didn't happen. But some of the other stuff did.
Yeah. Shrek, the reason that Matt Hancock went in the jungle is because he set his own production company up the moment he left. He walked in there just like every single politician, and he smarmed a little bit. He got away with it a little bit and then came out and the world caught up with him. He said immediately to Chris Moyles that he'd wrote a book and that the book was already written and ready to go.
What he didn't actually think is when the book was written, he gave all the what a stupid absolute prick he is why would you give your WhatsApp messages to somebody you don't know? So all these messages that have been sent in the government while lockdown was on, while we were all fizzing away with no money and no nothing, he's giving the messages to a woman who was somebody who's ghostwriting a book. So then she's gone, which again I don't like what Matt Hancock's done, but I also she's going, I think the people in the UK need to know this. No, fuck off, love. You just want your name in the fucking papers and you want to get your little bit of fame from it. I think they need to know. So why didn't you tell people at the time before you got paid for writing the book?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Celebrities, they seem to get this thing where they think they're invincible. You know, and they do. Obviously, Gary Glitter's got the same. He's obviously had the same thing. He's went off and fucking done it again.
Well, Barrymore's doing quite a lot on. I'll tell you what Barrymore's doing. He's on TikTok.
I know. I follow him,
and I do as well. And
he's funny as fuck.
He's doing Strike It Lucky on the board game.
Is he?
He's getting people on, and they're doing Strike It Lucky going around on the board game.
But if you look at it, I mean, obviously, I know we're fucking pushing it here, but look at Savile, right? Do you know how many celebrities actually whistle blew on him?
Oh, everyone.
There was one of the main ones that I remember because I fucking love the guy.
Lyndon.
Was Johnny Rotten.
Yeah, Lyndon.
John Lydon.
All right, I call him Lyndon, same as Bin Done.
and fucking Kasabian Cream.
You were going to say Cassius Clay, though, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. But like, look at that! He whistle blew big style on him.
Well, apparently,
nothing was done.
Again, this is the rumor mill of everything. The person who actually started calling out these people, where the Operation U Tree came about, is that somebody else is they're trying to get there. And do you know who they're trying to say it is? And obviously, I'm not saying this is true. I'm just going on what's
allegedly.
And what's being put out on social media is actually David Jason.
No.
It's exactly this thing that I said no. Because when he passes away, he's like a treasure. But this is what we're going over on social media.
The thing is, we've seen the.
I'm not saying that's true, by the way. I'm just saying what
we've seen the destroying of people with the Operation U Tree as well, because Operation U Tree brought Freddie Starr and things like that, and Freddie Starr was apparently he was, and allegedly he was seeing someone that was younger than he should have, right? But that doesn't mean that they were underage, and he got it all
That's
right.
Not the story.
Cliff as well.
No,
Richard.
What I can actually say about this is that to do with Freddie Starr is that I actually know his ex-wife really, really well. It wasn't anything to do with that. We're going back into the 70s. Somebody put that. Now, what he did was he ended up claiming against her and spent all the money to go against her, and the courts didn't side with him. Now, at the same time, he wasn't in a great place. They split up, and then he went to shit, and he ended up sitting in Spain in a villa that he'd not paid all his bills for and all this, and he'd now and again come out and have a little bit of a sing. But yeah, he was a legend of comedy and stuff like that. But it was again, and then the other one that you're mentioning is Cliff Richard.
Yeah.
He was sat there and we all watched it, and this is how bent it is is that somebody from the BBC who was doing a documentary had apparently seen on a desk that there was going to raid him at that time.
The thing is, and this is where this is like I'm not in no way, shape, or form trying to compare the two, but you've got to think with the BBC. The BBC are spineless to a certain degree. You've got Gary Lineker, who has just come out with this freedom of speech, right? Whether you want to call it offensive, whether you want to call it righteous, whether you want to call it anything else, it's freedom of speech. And all he has done is gone on his own social media. He has said his own thoughts and got them out there. Now, the BBC then go, no, you can't do that. Well, written into Gary Lineker's contract is the fact that he doesn't have to be a representation of the BBC. He doesn't follow the same rules and regulations as the news anchors do and all those other people. So he can legally go out there on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, or any of the other social media platforms and say the head of the BBC doesn't know what he's doing. And they can't really say anything about it because it's freedom of speech.
I think this is fair to say that the majority of people in the chat now who are with us, when we were kids or when we was younger, we didn't have any of this social media stuff.
No.
So it would have been you sat down at the pub or whatever social group you're at, and you would have said your opinion. And that is called freedom of speech.
Yeah,
so he said, look, it's one of the things, when you send somebody a text message, it can either be read one way or read the other way.
There's no context in it.
So what he actually said, in my mind, I don't actually quite like that he's put that to that. To me, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Whether I agree with sending people to Rwanda or any other place like that, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know about that sort of bit, but or whether the influx of people who are coming over, are they classed as immigrants who are needing asylum, or are they coming from a country that you don't need asylum from? Yeah. That's what I mean. But he's put his own opinion on his own site, which is a little bit like being in a pub and saying what it is. You can't suddenly say to him, "Well, look, you haven't got a job because of it." It wasn't racist.
The only thing he said was obviously the Nazi bit, but
just because you mention Nazi doesn't mean that you're being racist.
Exactly. Basically, the way that it works is obviously, like I said, he's got a clause in his contract that says he can be himself because he's working with like ESPN, Fox Sports, and all these other BN Sports and all the others around the world. So he's not solely tied down to BBC. He's just one of their highest earners. So they wanted to go look. Now the problem with BBC is they will defend them kind of people, and I'm not saying them kind of people as in like. Anyone
they'll
specific.
Defend the government because it's actually funded by the government.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll cover their own back, which is why we're seeing things like the cover-ups with certain members of the public and things like that. But do you know what? I'm sorry for starting a very, very dark conversation. Ooh.
I love that. Connor put in before, this is the longest tangent from a fucking question ever.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, we've only got 3 questions.
Yeah. We've done really well. That's content.
Got to do this shit.
I didn't know we had 3 questions. I'm not looking at the shit.
But
I didn't mean honestly, shit. I mean, I'm not.
No, Adam said it was the last one.
The thing is,
I always read on me.
And Chunkmeister's got an absolute good point, even though he is a little bit to the edge on the end. Do you know what?
On the end. He says that we need immigrants because we need Deliveroo. I think the whole fucking quote is a little bit on the edge, son.
But the thing with me, right, is I personally I've worked in kitchens for a lot of years, right? We had the Portuguese
Pedro on the pots.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm going to say it because
Mikel in the front. I've been there.
Yeah, we had the Portuguese that came over first, followed by the Romanians, then the Polish, and everything else. And I'll tell you something, and this is gospel truth: they put the English to shame. Right?
Yeah, but there is a reason. Again, if anybody's watching this, I'm so sorry, Adam, for butting in.
Yeah.
But there is a reason to this. And again, I've got no problem with any of the nations that you've actually said. But when they're coming over from Poland, they're living with the Polish community. That means there's 10 to an house.
Yeah.
So there's 10 people there who pull their money so they can eat, feed, heat, and do everything else. and then send the rest back to the economy of theirs.
Yeah.
Where that's my problem is that I'm sat here with me, my wife at university, and I've got 3 children that I've got to support.
I agree with you on that point.
But they do work hard and they're lovely people. I'm not saying it any different.
I honestly, do you know what, right? And this made me laugh because at the same time as we had all of the people coming across, we also had, and I remember this being in the news, an English person who went over as a skilled trade to Poland, right? He went over as a bus driver. He didn't go over as a brickie or anything like that. He went over as a bus driver. And he went over as a skilled trade. So he had full HGV, full people carry, full public liability. He had everything. He was up to the nines. And he were earning £7 an hour over here on Stagecoach. And he went over to Poland and he lived like a millionaire because it was a skilled trade and no one were bothered about doing a skilled trade over there. Very similar to what it was like over here. We didn't get very many English doctors going through at one point, which is why we've seen a lot of, I wouldn't say foreign because foreign's offensive, but a lot of foreign.
Foreign's not offensive.
No, I know, but when I could have said like Indian or something like that, but we had a lot of foreign doctors coming over. Now, the reason for that is because, one, we couldn't afford to send our children to medical school to do the university, to do everything else. But also, it was exactly the same over in Poland. They weren't sending their kids off to learn how to be a bus driver.
Again, this is nothing to do with racism. But if you sit and look, the average white child does not go to university. The next one in the list is a black child that will go to university. You've then got the prominent people who go to university are Indians, Pakistanis, and also Chinese. Yeah. They're the major ones that go across to actually university, proper secondary education. And this isn't being racist, and you have to keep saying this as a person.
Yeah. We have to nail that
now because you have to go and look. I'm not being racist. I'm just giving you facts. Yeah. Is that the white child is not the one who's carrying on with secondary education. But you're talking probably around about 10% more that the black child is then going to secondary education. Indians, Pakistanis are higher than us, and the highest ones are actually Chinese.
Do you know what? And we'll take this back to sport. A few years ago, we didn't see. I think Judd Trump were like one of the last big young names to come out of snooker for a while, and what we seen were a lot of Chinese players because what they were doing is setting up Q schools here in the UK for Chinese kids to come over.
Does no one feel bad talking politics without Vic here?
No, do you know what? This is really nice because
I feel shit.
We miss you, Vic.
Yeah, we do. But we stopped seeing young, talented English kids playing snooker. Judd Trump and we've seen a few others. I can't think of any names off the top of my head, but we've seen a couple. But at the time, we were seeing young Chinese boys, young Chinese girls who had gone out there and took on snooker as their sport and lived and loved it, and then came over to England to the Q schools, got put up in homes and just trained day in, day out, hour in, hour out.
But if you look in the last 2-3 months, though, there's at least about 4 of them caught up with match fixing.
Yeah.
And then you had Stephen Lee who were a part of it. You had Higgins who were a part of it. Again,
Peter
it's
Ebdon.
A massive part of it where people have, because they're trying to go on the road to be a snooker player. They've got all that
Higgins was allegedly.
Out. Pardon?
Higgins was allegedly. Don't forget.
Higgins
was allegedly. He said allegedly, even though we were recorded.
No, what he said was he got scared. It was Russians who sat there and he met up, and they actually showed it.
Yeah,
they showed
recorded. And they showed the video.
He knows exactly that he was tapping up.
Yeah.
And he's got no respect in this community, in the snooker community anymore.
You got Peter Ebdon who attacks evasion.
You got Peter Ebdon who takes about 20 minutes to take a shot.
Yeah, but that's tactics.
Yeah.
When he played against Ronnie and he went
20 minutes to take a shot.
Ronnie's getting down 3.7 seconds.
One more question. It's in chat. I think Shrek said he put it underneath the one that you've just read, but it might not have refreshed. So I'm having trouble getting it to refresh.
Just 2 more seconds on this thing. Vic Vic sort of went on this rant as well. We saw that Nicky Sturgeon did a little bit of a runner.
Yeah.
Now again, I was thinking, why is all of a sudden this woman who's like the week before I'm sat down there, want to get every Scottish person out to leave the UK and then join the EU. So you're leaving one place and going to another place. I'm not trying to upset anybody who's in Scotland. I'd like us all to be together, but it now comes out there's £600,000 gone missing. Her husband's just got a vote of no confidence. So why have you just suddenly come out of Parliament?
Yeah. Where's 600 grand gone?
I'd tell you what, I would love it because I don't particularly like her as a I don't know her as a person, so it's very hard to say that. But you know, like somebody who's
as a personality,
who's been on television. I don't know her personally, so I can't say that. But I don't particularly like her, so I would quite love to see that all this starch thing that she's been pumping into all these people. And what she's been saying to say, well, I'll tell you what, I've got £600,000. I'm off to Barbados.
Yeah, I'm going to sit on the beach.
Yeah, it's about time she got a fucking tan.
I've lost the fucking question now.
I'm so glad that Top Gear's gone.
Why?
Oh, there, he's got it.
Top Gear. I love the only time that Top Gear should have stopped as soon as you got rid of Clarkson, May, and he couldn't have changed it. As much as I like Paddy and as much as I like
it avidly. I used to watch Top Gear avidly, and as soon as they went, it was pointless.
I wasn't bothered about the cars. I would just like really wanted to go like Argentina.
They were a fucking good giggle. They were a fucking good giggle, honestly.
And that's what it was. And the thing is, they had so much knowledge between them, but they only gave you what you needed to listen to. Yeah. They had fun with it, and then all of a sudden they finished. When Chris Evans were first taking it over, Chris Evans loves cars, so it was like, right, why not do a new driving show? Don't try and copy Top Gear because don't.
What did it start in 1970 odd?
Did you know Jeremy Clarkson owned the fucking lot, right? So Jeremy Clarkson owned Top Gear.
No wonder he's growing potatoes now.
So what Jeremy Clarkson? So Jeremy Clarkson was very, very clever. So he started the Motor Journalist Association or something like that, which is like every single writer that were writing about vehicles at the time. He basically put together a union for them all and started making money off that. He then created Top Gear with Tiff Needles, right? Him and Tiff Needles created Top Gear. And he owned the rights to it. He owned the whole rights. So, you know, when he started releasing the Jeremy Clarkson's gun shows and all these other tank DVDs and videos that were being released.
He did one about, I think you put me onto it. Were it something about the bouncing bomb or something?
Yeah, he did all sorts. But when he was doing the Clarkson stuff, that was his own money that were coming in. So what BBC started to do is realise that Jeremy Clarkson is the moneymaker. So what they did is they turned around to him and said, we'll buy like 50% of Top Gear off you. And he sold, at the time in like the early 80s, he sold like half of Top Gear back to the BBC. And they paid him something like 4.6 million back then for the rights to Top Gear.
That's why all back then. That's like Man United
back then it was massive. So what happened there was Jeremy Clarkson started to produce these other Clarkson does like Jaguar videos and stuff like that. And when he started to do that, they started putting Top Gear Presents Clarkson does. So they started to earn money off that. Once that started rolling, BBC turned around to him and went, we'll offer you another 4 million or however much it were. I can't remember how much the second bid were for the whole rights of Top Gear. And what you'll do is you'll earn royalties for the rest of your life for as long as Top Gear's on. And even when he...
Sorry,
go on. Even when he got sacked by BBC, he was still earning royalties from Dave, BBC, BBC iPlayer, and Netflix when Netflix picked up Top Gear. That's why BBC dropped it off of Top Gear and put it on BritBox, because they could claim the money back. But yeah, he's such a clever man, and he's such an idiot, but he's such a clever man. From Doncaster and all.
The thing about it is again, this actually matches into what Shrek's just put in there. So he actually wasn't from Berg Wallace. It was actually Red House was his auntie. His auntie was the person who made Paddington Bears.
Yeah.
He's actually originally from Blythe.
Yeah.
He's from Blythe. So if you go from Arworth down onto the roundabout, his mum and dad's house is on the right-hand side behind the wall. That's where he were originally from. But his auntie was from Red House. It's not Berg Wallace. Berg Wallace is off in Carcroft. She had the factory for the...
she made the first ever plush Paddington Bear.
But the thing about Clarkson is...
controversial as fuck.
Yeah, no, but also, like we've all, especially here in the reviewing scene, you have certain people who are controversial and they do it for a reason, don't they?
Yeah.
Because if you're controversial and you do certain things, then your name's going to get out there a little bit more because people aren't necessarily going to go into your vaping content. What they're going to do is they're going to tune in to be able to listen to your
person.
Spiel. Bullshit. Bollocks.
This is fucking shit.
Is it? Okay, next question. I need to go for a Jimmy.
Yeah, go on, because we're going to have to wrap it up shortly anyway. Well, I am.
Yeah, no, we'll do that. Oui.
Go on, read us the question, Grizz.
Shrek's put, Premier in. We need Aidan back for this one, to be fair. Because he's
just go in the fish tank.
Can you imagine the fish? What is this drink you are feeding us?
Oh my god, it tastes like Iron Brew.
Tastes like vodka.
Why is it fizzy?
Shrek said, Premier in. How much beer do I need to bring for May Expo? How long will it be until the manager has a hissy fit? Who's going to stay up to Sunday breakfast?
Do you know what? Right, I'm pretty good. I'm going to hopefully make it for a day. We were talking about this before the show. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it for the weekend this time. And obviously we've had the invitations for the Vape Round Awards and everything else. And do you know what? The Vape Round Awards last year, we were pissed as twats. Absolutely fucking blind.
Oh my God. Me and Jackie with that red wine.
Yeah, we were absolutely blindo. So just take as much as you think and then take more. Because for some reason, I gained superpowers. I gained drinking superpowers at Expo.
I'll have a van full of booze anyway.
When we were at the Vapor Round, normally I'm just about teetotal. So I'll have like one or two every now and again. But at Expo, I gained like drinking superpowers again, like I were an 18-year-old.
That were actually the potatoes.
Yeah, it was the roast potatoes.
Roast potatoes. It made you drink more.
They did. They put a bit of salt on them and all, so it made you thirstier.
The only problem I've got is obviously he's on about staying up till Sunday morning at the Expo. I've got to be careful because I'm driving home that day.
Yeah, he's saying till fucking Monday. So what was the question? And by the way, Adam doesn't drink a lot, but his wife does. Jackie can
she did put it away.
She's really good.
Oh my God, me and Jackie were wrecked on the Friday.
But we don't drink. That's the thing, right? We are seriously. We're like teetotal.
Mate, Jackie can drink.
She can.
Grisbam.
She can fucking drink. I swear to God, the red wine that me and her put away at the awards, because obviously there was
no one was drinking it on table.
Was there a table of 10 of us? And I think they put a bottle of wine on the table for each, like for
it was shit wine.
So they were terrible. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's got alcohol in. There was about 4 bottles of red wine on the table, I think there was. And Jackie was turned around and everyone said, "Do you want a drink?
Do you want a glass? Do you want a glass?"
She kept on turning around me and said, "Do you want a top up?" And me and her drank all the bottles of wine on the table.
Yeah,
every single one. There was none left.
I run big boy pints and all.
Again, Flat Cap's in here. His wife Gemma. She's such a lovely, lovely person. And them two sat next together, weren't they?
Yeah.
And she's quiet, but she giggles along with everything. And she puts her bits in. She obviously, I don't mean her bits in, but she puts it. She's so funny and she's really, really nice.
One of the best things about
that whole table that I've been to it. I think this time round will be my 3rd time. Absolutely brilliant. It was so nice.
It was probably one of the best night outs that where it's been with mates.
The highlight of my night.
It genuinely was just pure mates. We were all friends. Like we were all sat there having a fucking giggle together, and it was just class.
I had 2 highlights of that night. First one was Grizz telling me he wanted to stroke my face. Right.
I did as well. You let me.
He literally looked me dead in the eyes and went, "I want to stroke your face." I went, "Just go on then."
I wanted to touch your face. I didn't want to stroke it. But
touch it. You want to touch it. And the second one was Flatcap's force grab of the roast potato, right? Aidan threw a roast potato over the table. And honestly, these roast potatoes were hot as fucking lava. And he just went.
I literally, honestly, obviously, me and Flat get on really well. And I took this because he stuck. Were it you, Grizz, who stuck it straight in your mouth and it like burnt you like fuck?
Yeah, you fucking crippled us.
So I went to Flat Cap, hey, these are supposed to be low to warm or something like that, and I went whack through it and you just went like
that. You got it on you. It's on your vlog, isn't it?
The vlog when he caught it.
Yeah, it's on your vlog. The question was in right. Hang on, I'll just scroll back up because it's.
And I'll tell you what, you will never ever. We got this taxi driver, couldn't give a fuck how many people. We could have put a family of 85 in there. He didn't give a shit. So what we did was we bailed.
I thought we'd left Vic.
No, we bailed him in the front.
Vic. He was
Vic was sat in the front.
We put Vic in the front.
Oh, right. So that's why I couldn't find him.
There's all of us in it, and then Jackie sat on your leg, and I'm in front of Flat Cap's missus, and we sat down there. Believe me, the laugh from the expo, from the actual night back to the Premier Inn, it would just
Three blind mice will always stick in my head.
The question was, Aidan, so Premier Inn, how much beer do I need to bring for my expo? How long will it be until the manager has a hissy fit? And who's going to stay up till Sunday breakfast?
Number one is so you're staying there for all the 3 days. You're gonna at least need 5 litres of vodka, 15 bottles of Coke, 6 bags. No, I'm joking.
Can we just be careful because there might be a Karen watching.
Yeah.
What makes a difference? Every day I've got somebody telling me, somebody called Kenny or something.
Yeah.
Messaging me, let me know that I'm an alcoholic. You see, it's okay. So you need lots, as much alcohol as you can get. It's fun.
One of my favorite moments with that was you naming that leaf as well, telling me the story. We were on the coach on the way to the awards, and they were like, "I was sat on this wall last night, and I got this leaf in my hand, and I was telling Lou about this leaf, and I love this leaf, and this leaf was staying with me."
I've actually got the leaf. It's in a book.
Biggest laugh, honestly. If you're talking about leaves, right? The biggest laugh I've ever had at Export, right, was when we and Aidan were walking back to the van on October Export was. You'll remember this, Aidan. We were walking back to the van, right? And Aidan looked at this fucking leaf in the middle of the car park. It was just sat there all by itself in the middle of the car park. And he went, "That leaf looks like a fucking horse." And I swear to God, it genuinely did. Honestly, it fucking looked like a bastard horse, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, we were laughing about that nearly all the way home. It was fucking hilarious. Honestly, you actually got that on your vlog, didn't you?
I did, yeah. It looked like an horse. I think one of the best ones as well, I don't know if I got it on the vlog, was when we pulled into a car park. We went for something to eat. So we got like halfway down the car park and I went to him, "Can we park any further away from the fucking front of it?"
No, you didn't say that. You went, yeah, it's all right, Chris. Just park right at the back of the car park. Yeah. That's the best place to park in order to get to where we want to be, which is the other end of the car park, then further. Like, you were proper sarcastic. It was fucking hilarious. And I just burst out laughing, thinking, why the fuck am I driving back to the back of the car park?
Like trying to park us all the way down at the bottom. We have to walk all the way back here.
I mean, that's one of the things I'll say about that question, right, is I've got to be honest, the majority of us that drive there, the majority of us that go there, we will take a shit ton of beers and shit like that. So no one will ever go without.
Don't ever pay the prices. You're talking, what, £5 a beer?
Yeah, try and find someone with a band.
There will be. There will be a beer in someone's motor or someone's van or whatever they've got for you.
And 9 out of 10 times you don't pay for the beer either. Everybody just gives what they've got.
Yeah. We all kind of just, it's kind of just in a pot, innit? If someone needs a drink, they get a drink. That's the way it is.
And Adam's right. We just search round, don't we? Who's got a band?
Yeah. Who's got a band?
Hey,
I'm
brother,
walking up
how
to
you
the bar
doing?
at the Vape Round Awards going, have you seen my band?
It's a fucking
And the
nightmare.
bloke, don't worry about it. I've got a band. Put them on there.
Yeah. That was the best thing about that night. You kept on walking to the bar and coming back with Paul McCartney. And I turned around to Jackie and went, fucking hell, he spent some right fucking
Where's
money
Ringo?
tonight. I goes, fuck, he done spent some fucking right money tonight. He's walking over going, do you want a pint? Do you want a pint? Do you want a pint? Yeah, pint, Jack Daniels, pint. Coming back like that. And I'm thinking, fuck, I hope it's not my round next. Shit. And all of a sudden, you walked up to the bar and you're like that. Oh, fuck, where's my band?
In fact, no, I actually met a bloke. His name was Dave. Come on, Dave. I actually bought a couple. That's not totally true. I did buy a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Which were expensive, but I actually bargained that it's going to be expensive. But I actually met a bloke called Dave, and he was brilliant. So what I did was every time he got up from his table, which were like in front of us, I was like, on my way.
Also, I've never seen the interview that you did with the Vape Round guys.
That was fucking hilarious, that.
I don't think that ever worked, because you just sort of like came over.
I didn't know that you were having a fucking interview. I'm like,
we both went over.
And once again, congratulations to Flat Cap. Flat Cap's in the awards. So is Vic. I think Todd's in there as well, the UK people, and then there's quite a lot of US ones as well. So we're hoping that Flat Cap hits.
Flat Cap's
the top
already asked me to collect his award if
he's away, apparently.
I know he's asked me to collect it for him if he gets it. I'll go up on the stage.
That's going to be a fucking great speech.
I'll go up on the stage. Are you sure you want that, Flat Cap?
Flat Cap's a wizard.
With a grin on my face.
Monster cocks. I've got 3 nipples. That is going to be the best.
And I'd like to dedicate this to Jeff.
He's not talking about you, mate. No.
And he's going to sign off as well, Flat Cap. Fuck shit and monkey tits. I love the Queen.
I love the Queen.
Please subscribe to the Vape Misfits.
Oh God, bro! I think you'll be at least either first or second this year, mate. You've absolutely stormed it this year.
Yeah. Yes.
Really, out of any UK reviewer, you got to think Devil Vape has not been there. There's not been quite a number of them who've been around, and I'm not meaning that to take away from what
that's how it is, guys.
But I think
you send me a message. Sorry, Aidan. He sends me a message asking to go up, and now it's all 3 of us can go. Oh yeah,
mate. I think you've done absolutely fantastic, mate. And it's sad that you can't be there to. I really do think you're going to smash it, and very rightfully so.
I hope you do.
Yeah,
I think he's going to secretly turn up. I think he's going to turn up.
Yeah.
Adam,
it's going to be like a WrestleMania appearance.
Adam, you know the same as us. Sitting down there putting content out in the way that he's done. Does really take a lot of time. And
do you know what? I absolutely adore Gaz, and from the very
B-roll footage, man.
Honestly, I'm not kidding you, and I've still got the Twitter messages. Ever since the first time I seen Gaz, I said that it was going to be special, and
he's definitely fucking special.
Yeah,
I've met him.
But I remember seeing Flat Cap first time round, and I literally turned around and said he were going to be special. And I think it was to you and Mark. I said, this kid is like come onto the scene and he's brought something completely different. And I've still got the messages. I think, Gaz, I've still got the messages on Twitter, and I am immensely proud of him.
The thing about Gaz is I don't...
I take it you have already had your check.
You know what? The thing with Gaz is I'm not really so much fussed about the B-roll. Other people are. You got to think of me as a reviewer.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered about that. I'm not bothered about the pictures on Instagram or on this or all like that. Do you know what I quite like? I love him when he takes it down and he goes, look, this is what I think of it. And the way he explains what he thinks and why he thinks. And that's that whole point of being a reviewer is, I don't like this. That's not quite right. And that's why people follow him, because when you follow somebody, it's if you think the same way as them.
Yeah.
It depends on where you're following people. If you're following someone in the park, it's not the same, mate.
No.
People buy people. I've always said that.
But yeah, I'm not really into the B-roll sort of stuff. I just quite like his reviews when he's reviewing it, and he reviews really, really well, and he tells the truth, which is good.
And another thing, he's got a beautiful face.
Yeah, and he's really tall.
He's got a beautiful face. His missus carries all the bags.
Yeah, listen.
And he's got it made. Amazing.
He's got it made, son.
I tell you what, fuck this reviewing lark. I tell you what, he should be saying, look, what do you want? World peace. He's going to be a model. He's going to be a model. It's sorted. No, big love. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not gone and voted for him, please go over there and vote for him. And also, the one and only Vixter is in there as well. Go and vote for him as well.
Yeah. We're going to call it quits, boys.
Shall we wrap this up? And I do want to say a quick congratulations to Mike Collins, who passed his theory test on his motorbike today, which is awesome. Something he's wanted to do for a long, long time. Mike Collins, Mike's Mex.
Who's he?
Mike's Mex.
I don't know him. What?
Yeah, you fucking do, cock.
So my mate's
congratulations,
now
Mike.
So we're going to have to change his name now to Funky Moped.
Mike's Peds.
Yeah, Jasper Carrot. No, he knows how much I love him. He's an absolute star. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining the UK Vape Show. Say your goodbye, Sean, because we'll go to you first, because it takes fucking hours.
Fuck shit and monkey tits. I love the Queen.
Done. No, thank you very much to Spanners, viewers, everyone that jumped in. Obviously, it was very late notice that we were actually going to go live. Do apologise for that. But yeah, it's been a fucking good giggle. I've really enjoyed being back with you guys. I really have. It's been class. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, tonight, Resident Evil 4 remake releases over on Zombies Ate My channel. I'm hoping
DayZ is a proper game.
Fuck off. I'm hoping that it releases and it installs
and you don't like
very quickly. Let me say my goodbyes again, you fucking ruin my bastard goodbyes. What is wrong with you, son? Shitbag.
Fuck shit and monkey tits.
Shitbag. I've been told by other people that I've got to start standing up for myself, son.
You have. You have. Stop. Don't take it anymore, Grizz.
I'm not.
Adam.
I'm not.
Adam.
I am not taking this shit sitting down. Shh. I actually am. I'm on a seat.
Aiden, just stop it.
Yeah, but I'm going to install it tonight. If it doesn't install quick enough, then
you're playing DayZ
tomorrow. It will be tomorrow. But other than that, the Misfits will be live on Sunday. We are back. We are enjoying being back as well. So go over and subscribe to the Vape and Misfits. We are about 30 or 40 away from 1,000, which is class. Hoping we can get to the 1,000 before the charity live. I know, Aiden, I'm taking ages again.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you all go there, he will give a giveaway.
You'll get a cookie.
There will be a giveaway at 1,000 subs. But anyway, always remember, people, fuck shit and monkey tits.
Don't forget, people, who will be giving away that ginormous piece of bubble gum behind back of him.
No, you to see it. And I love the Queen.
I was leaving it.
No,
you can't.
Going on me fucking t-shirt.
Don't call me names, Adam. I thought we were friends. Adam, say goodbyes, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on Three Men and a Vape Show. I have been Mr. B from Wish. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Do you know what? It's really nice. We haven't been live for a while. It has been a bit of a rough ride and it has been a hot minute. But to see you guys in chat, I adore you all. And do you know what? Thank you for jumping in at such late notice. What's That Behind You? The podcast is releasing hopefully either by the end of this week or the beginning of next. I have got some new stuff coming. So the podcasts are going to be pretty decent. I am actually working on a structure.
Adam, you've got about 30 seconds before Aiden starts kicking off at you.
Look, shit, monkey tits, new microphone.
You need to hurry up, son.
I've got a new microphone. See you later. Bye.
Do you know what? Just being
he's
around these
muted
two
as
lads
well.
is absolutely fantastic. Just a laugh. Old and new friends, he says. Ladies and gentlemen, please get yourself over to Vic. Send him a bit of love.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like. Just go and send him a message. Or just put it on his...
everyone
Facebook
send him a
group.
message right now.
Yeah. No, he's probably in bed. We'll not get to that. It's not poaching an egg, but please just send him over to his Facebook page. Just go and send him a message. Send a bit of love, people, to the one and only Vicster. He's going through a bit of an hard time. So big love to Vic. Hopefully we'll be back next week. If not, you're going to be having the same sort of shit as you're getting now. So we will be back next week. Big love to you all. You two guys are absolutely amazing. Please make sure what's behind you.
Yeah.
Make sure you go and check it out. And also make sure you check out my mate who's got a ginormous fucking Wrigley's Spearmint gum behind him. He won't play a proper game.
It's because I'm all fucking ready for me fucking gaming streams.
All up for like zombies. If you're fighting for you.
Right, we'll sort of fucking stay stream out, man. Just
I love
fucking
you both,
finish your
loads.
goodbyes. You go on about me taking fucking ages. Listen to you.